Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kate. I'm a part-time reseller. Here on my YouTube channel, I have been going A through Z, and for every letter of the alphabet, I have been giving you guys clothing brands that resell well, starting with that letter. We have finally made it to letter H, and today I have 16 H brands for you guys. So let's dive right in. First brand is H plus Hanno Wessel. That is spelled H plus sign space Hannoh space Wessel. And Hanno Wessel, their company looks like they don't have their own website, but rather their clothes are sold on different websites. And I would describe their clothing as sophisticated, preppy, and quality, and they sell women's clothing. Next brand we have is Helmut Lang, spelled Helmut space Lang, and Helmut Lang sells men's and women's contemporary minimalist clothing. They have lots of neutral colors. When I was on their website, I wasn't seeing brights, colors, prints. I was seeing a lot of neutrals, a lot of basics, stuff like that. Definitely more minimalist. Next we have the brand Honro, spelled Hanro, and Honro sells men's and women's luxury loungewear, pajamas, and underwear. I wasn't seeing anything on their website that was like something you'd wear out of the house. I mean, maybe some of their loungewear you could wear out, but it was mostly looking like it was luxurious sleepwear and underwear. Next we have the brand Hickey Freeman, spelled Hickey space Freeman, and Hickey Freeman sells men's business wear, so suits, ties, dress shirts. I'd keep an eye out though mostly for like their suit jackets and suit pants. Those can fetch a pretty penny. Next we have the brand Helly Hansen, spelled Helly space Hansen, and Helly Hansen sells women's, men's, and kids' outerwear and shoes and shirts. So they sell basically all clothing for everyone. Next we have the brand Hermes. I might be saying that incorrectly, but it's spelled Hermes. And Hermes is designer leather clothing. So like kind of on the same length as Gucci and Louis Vuitton, stuff like that. And Hermes sells men's and women's, kind of everything, like clothing, shoes, and accessories, kind of like I was saying, Gucci and stuff like that. They kind of sell everything under the sun. They don't have a ton in every category, but they kind of sell everything. So if you're a richer person, you can shop exclusively on their site. Next we have the brand Hill House, spelled Hill space House, and Hill House sells women's girly, colorful, and floral printed clothing and pajamas. They also sell swimwear and kids and babies clothing. When I was on their website, I saw these beautiful floral dresses and beautiful floral swimsuits that I will never be able to afford, but maybe on the secondhand market. Next we have the brand Hammett, spelled Hammitt, and Hammett sells bags and accessories. So you're not gonna find clothing on Hammett's website, but keep an eye out for Hammett bags. I personally very, very rarely come across like anything nice in terms of bags and purses when I'm at the thrift store. So I like to include bag brands on this list, but really I feel like unless you have a consignment business of some kind, it's really hard to come across those designer brands at the thrift store, at least in my experience. Next we have the brand Hoka, spelled Hoka. Now you may know this brand for their shoes. They sell men's and women's clothing and shoes. I did not know that they sold clothing, but apparently they do. They also sell kids' shoes. They're known for their sneakers, right? I feel like if you don't know, then you should know Hoka sells sneakers that are really popular. During the summer last year when I was at Lagoon, which is an amusement park where I live, I was like looking at everyone walking by when I was taking a rest with my family, and I noticed a lot of people wearing On Clouds, which is a trendy shoe brand right now in sneakers, and then Nike, of course, and Hoka was one of the ones that people were wearing. So keep an eye out for Hoka. Next we have the brand Honeymark, spelled Honey space Mark. Now Honeymark sells swim leisure. that was a specific category on their website, swim leisure, as in women's swimsuit clothing. So basically swimwear that's a little bit more modest. Essentially it has like a skirt, or, you know, it's just not like your traditional bikinis, right? You weren't gonna find a bikini in their swim leisure. It was gonna be more like a tankini with a skirt, stuff like that. Next we have the brand Hot Hippie, spelled H-A-U-T-E, space H-I-P-P-I. I have actually found this brand before, and I do have one Hot Hippie thing for sale in my store. I actually couldn't find their website, so I don't know if their website has shut down or if like it's only something that you can find on other websites now. But Hot Hippie's clothing, I just know from seeing pictures of their clothing and the personal clothing piece that I personally have for sale in my own stores, is their clothing is women's boho cottagecore clothing. Next we have the brand House of CB, spelled H-O-U-S-E space O-F space C-B. And House of CB sells women's feminine, girly, sexy clothing. They also have bridal. I don't know how many women's wedding dresses they have, but they do have a bridal section on their website. They also sell shoes, swimwear, and accessories. So lots of stuff that they sell. I personally have never come across like nice jewelry at the thrift store that's just out and about. Usually they have their jewelry back behind a glass case, which is kind of annoying. I just don't really want to look behind the counter and like examine the jewelry and stuff behind the glass because I can't take pictures of it up close. So I don't really resell jewelry all that often. Next we have the brand Harve Benard, spelled H-A-R-V-E space B-E-N-A-R-D. Now this is a vintage brand. I don't know if they sell men's clothing, but I do know that they sell women's, and I would just describe it as like quality clothing. It looks preppy, sophisticated, has nice material makeup like wool in it, and it is no longer sold. But if you have like specific nice coats and stuff from Harve Benard, that are vintage, they are worth reselling in some cases. Just look up comps for specific styles and stuff, and you can get a good idea if you come across a Harve Benard piece at the thrift store if it is worth picking up. All right, we have 3 more brands. I was actually able to find a lot of H brands on my phone of brands that I've written down, which is crazy. Like, I thought I wouldn't even get to 10 for this video, but I ended up having 16, which is great. The next brand is Hemant and Nandita, spelled H-E-M-A-N-T space and symbol space N-A-N-D-I-T-A. I like spelling out these brands for you guys in case I say them weird. Hemant and Nandita sells tropical artsy women's clothing. That's how I would describe it. I like to sum up each brand for you guys just to give you a little taste of what the clothing may look like. All right, next we have the brand Hitherto, spelled H-I-T-H-E-R-T-O, and Hitherto is an Anthropologie brand that is no longer sold on Anthropologie. So I couldn't really get a feel for what their clothing looked like because I couldn't find any on Anthropologie's website firsthand. But if you know Anthropologie, you know the Anthropologie stuff, even within their different brands, kind of has a look to it. It's kind of artsy, feminine, unique, pretty. Yeah, so definitely a brand to keep your eye out for. Hitherto. I mean, look up comps as always for specific stuff. Don't just get it because it's an Anthropologie brand, but good brand to have on your radar. When I looked up Hitherto on Google, I was so confused because Hitherto is actually a word in the English language, so it wasn't bringing anything up. And then I scrolled farther down into Google and I realized, oh, right, Hitherto is an Anthropologie brand. That's why I can just find the website Hitherto clothing because it's an actual word. So the English word is going to pop up first. And last brand we have is Howler's Bros. I think it's just Howler. I don't know why I put Howlers, but it's Howler Brothers, but it's shortened to Howler Bros. So either way, it's spelled H-O-W-L-E-R space B-R-O-T-H-E-R-S or space B-R-O-S if it's just Bros. And Howler Bros spells exclusively men's clothing, and they sell men's hats, outerwear, and clothing. So yeah, those are all the 16 brands I have for you guys today. Hopefully you learned a new brand. Like I say in a lot of these brands list videos, I have not found a lot of these brands before, right? They're on my radar, but I often run into the same brands at the thrift store. And so when I come across a brand at the thrift store, when I'm looking through stuff and I don't recognize it, I usually look it up anyway. But it is helpful to have these brands list I'll actually tell you guys which brands I have found before, just if you're like, okay, how many of these brands are actually attainable to find. I have found Helmut Lang. I found that in the past couple of months and I sold it very, very quickly. It was a vintage Helmut Lang 100% shearling coat, and that sold really quickly. I have heard that Helmut Lang's basic pieces don't sell as well, so if it's just like a Helmut Lang tank top, maybe not get it if you're spending like a good $10 for it. So I found Helmut Lang. I have found Hoka one time. When I first started reselling, I found Hoka one time. I have found Hot Hippie, like I said, and that is it. So do not feel alone if you hear these brands videos and you're like, I never find any of these brands. But I hope that I added something to your brands list, or at least refreshed your memory on some of these brands, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Bye.